Hey up! I really like fruitcake. So I want to find out, can you do a fruitcake in an air fryer? Now, we need to get started, but to do that, I got to do the fruit. And I need to do that yesterday. So let's go back to yesterday. To begin with, 250 grams of sultanas. 250 grams of raisins and 250 grams of currants. Then 200 grams of glacier cherries and mix that all together. To that, add a third of a cup of sherry. Some cling film over the top. And leave that for tomorrow. So back to me tomorrow. That's an awful lot of fruit. My little tin's only small. That's my little tin. That's the fruit. I think there's going to be enough fruit in there to completely fill that. So I'm going to have to adapt to this recipe. Start off by halving this. Okay, so that's that halved. Now my wife did just come in and tell me off, telling me that it's not going to work because you can't do it like that. You've got to follow the recipe. And I said, well, it ain't going to work, so I'm going to have to. So I have been warned. Let's get on with the rest of it. First off, 110 grams of demerara sugar. Next, 100 grams of sugar. Next, 100 grams of butter. Now, into my mixer with that sugar and the butter and get that mix in. Now I want to add 1 tablespoon of black treacle. I'll add my spoon in a cup of hot water in the hope that it makes it easier to come out. Now I want 125 grams of white flour, just plain. Hang on. Try again. Next, I want 125 grams of white plain flour. Also, on my recipe it says to add 5 eggs. Now we're halving everything, so this is half of the amount of flour it says. But I can't do 2.5 eggs, so we're just going to do 3, is close enough. Okay, now it says lob in an egg. Mix that in and then add a bit of flour. Now a bit of flour. Now another egg. And a bit more flour. Last egg. And the last bit of flour. Now I have to add a teaspoon of mixed spice, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, the zest of a lemon, and my fruit. And then get that mixing. Now I have to prep my tin. So I want a bit of grease proof to go at the bottom, bit to go around the inside edge. And my wife's been on about some sort of a funnel thing. So, with a hole in the middle. Butter all over the inside of it. Ta-da! Grab my cake mix and in it goes. Now that I see it, I think I can get more in there. So give me a minute to mix up another batch. Right. The second load is now put in there to fill it back up. Now my wife's cover thing. Cake in the air fryer. My air fryer goes up to 60 minutes, that's the most it'll go up to. So, I'm doing 120 for 60 minutes, and then I'll come out and put it back on again. That is the first hour up, so I'm going to quite simply, without opening it, put it back on for the second hour. And we'll see how it is after that, give it a test. That's the second hour up, so. Still really, really juicy. That can go back in again. That is hour 3 up, so. Still think it's a little bit juicy. I'm going to take this off. I think it should go back in for another half an hour. That's the half hour up. So, I think it might be done. It's hard to say. Put that on a cooling tray, still in its tin for a short time, and then take it out and just leave it on the tray. Just checked it with a knife, and it's still all gooey and juicy. So, it's going back in again. After the last time I told you, I had to put it on again for another hour, because it still wasn't done. That can now stay there for 10 minutes or so, just to cool. Then I'll take it out and leave it on the cooling rack until it's cool. Now let's see if I can get that out of there. I think we finally got to the stage where we can cut it open and look inside. Fingers crossed that after hours and hours, however many it worked out to be in the end, it is finally cooked. Let's take a look. I'd say that looks cooked, but there's only one way to find out. It is now time for that all-important taste test. That is amazingly good for me. I thought it would be okay, but that is really nice. The top bit is a bit hard, but the rest of it is soft and moist and perfect. Get rid of the crunchy bit. So there you have it. Can you do a fruitcake in an air fryer? Yes, you can. However, I think it'd probably be a lot easier in the oven. I've never done a cake in the oven, so I'll have to try that at some point, but it did seem a bit long-winded to me. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Ta-da! And a satsuma pill. That'll be orange pill, but I haven't got an orange. And a satsuma pill. So we'll chuck some of those in as well. Do me a favour, don't tell my wife.